Hello and welcome to today's session. Welcome to everyone as you're just coming in. It's 10 o'clock on the hour.
Yeah, I do. Hi, won't be a sec. I'll just move.
Yeah, all good. Hello to everyone. Let me just get myself ready here. Thank you to everyone who is showing up live. Great to see so many new faces. Please let me know in the chat where you're coming from and what your business name is. That would be great. I'm in Yeppoon in central Queensland, where it's nice and sunny here today. Always sunny in Queensland. So let me know where you're coming from today. That'd be great. I'm also going live on YouTube. And I've got my VA, Sam, here. She's going to help me moderate the comments and keep an eye on things for me. Hi, Joanne from Townsville. So you're just up north. How good. Awesome. Okay, well, let's get started because we're here to talk about profitable Facebook ads for health professionals. So let's get started. So this session is for you if you're a health professional and you want to make your business more profitable and use the power of Facebook and Instagram ads. It's also for people who want to understand ads because I know how confusing it can be with ads. Every time you log in, something's changed. So I want to help you get unstuck from that. And I also want to help you if you're a serial booster. So maybe you post on Facebook and Instagram at the moment and you get that little message that says, do you want to boost me? And sometimes it's like easy to do, it's easy to spend money, but you don't know if that worked or not. So I'm going to help you not do that anymore and come up with some better strategies for you to use the power of Facebook and Instagram ads. Amazing. So this is the two campaigns that you actually need if you are a health professional business. So my simple two campaign system, it fills your calendar ethically, predictably, and without overwhelm. Because as we know, we want to, free up our time to work on other things. I know as business owners or entrepreneurs in our health businesses, we want to do other things to create extra revenue for our business. But at the end of the day, we do need to fill our calendars, especially if we have new staff or we have other locations or we want to grow our business. At the end of the day, we have to do those money-making things. And if we can have a predictable system where we can fill up our calendar, then that frees up our time and allows us to do other things in our business. So take lots of notes. I'm going to give you lots of value. I'm going to go through the two ad campaigns that you need to set up, but I'm also going to go through some strategies as well to make sure so that you understand how Facebook ads work and how you can make them work for you. But my biggest ask is that you are an action taker. So it's really great to learn all these strategies, to learn all these things. But when it comes to Facebook ads, it really is worth it for you if you set your campaign. And that's the advice I give to people. Set your campaign up, get it working, then you can tweak and make changes to it. But it is about getting started with ads. And you don't need a big budget. You can start with a small budget, but just getting started. So I ask that from today's session, that you are an action taker and you set up an ads campaign. For all of those who've shown up live, I've got a special bonus which I'm going to give to you at the end. And this is my Google, it's a Google Doc and it's an ad strategy doc. And I use this for all of my clients. I've used it for hundreds of my clients that I've set up ads for. I use this doc every time. So what I do is map the campaign out here, and then it's something that then I can transfer into the ads manager. Just makes it so much easier when you have everything mapped out, and then you can go into the ads manager and set your campaign up. So the challenge that I hear from people when it comes to ads is that people say to me, I don't know what to say. People also say, I get lost in the ads manager and freeze. Let me know in the chat if you experience any of these, or maybe you have some additional challenges when it comes to ads. I'm scared to waste money. It feels like gambling. I hear this one all the time. Feels like you're throwing money away, especially if you are a booster. Sometimes you can just be spending money, $10 a day, and you don't really know what it's doing. So yeah, let me know if any of these are resonating with you. And I don't know how to turn those ads into appointments. So it is one thing to, get your ads, get your content shown out there, but it's another thing to then turn it into appointments that can fill your calendar and help you grow your business. So the big opportunities that I see with ads is that ads can speak directly to the people who are actually looking for help. There's the opportunity to build a warm, growing email list. So this is your future bookings machine, because as we know, we want to get people out of social media and onto our database. They're more valuable to us if they're on our list, on our database. We can, have that conversation with them. We can email, nurture them, let them know about us and our services. So that is the best opportunity there, getting them out of social media and onto our database. And we do that with this type of ad campaign. And another opportunity we have is to make our bookings predictable, not random. Because sometimes, we can look at our calendars and we've got a lot of blank spots, but by using ads, we can make sure that we have that predictable system and have people always booking in. And it's an opportunity to compete even if you're not a marketer. If you follow my simple system, you can just get your ad campaign set up, and you don't need a marketing degree. It is something that can be easily set up. So just a little bit about my background. I know some of these faces are familiar to me on the call, some aren't. My name is Stacey Hughes, and my husband's a dietitian, and back in 2015, so 10 years ago, we just had our third boy, 3 boys under 3 I had, and we decided to start our own business, as Chris had been working for Queensland Health as a dietitian and he wanted to start his own practice. So what a better time to move to a new town and start your own business with 3 boys under 3. So for us, it was a very stressful time. Chris was working a lot, 7 days a week. He was missing out on moments with the children. But it also was very stressful for me as well, because I was the everything person. So I was the admin, the marketer, and, I'd have the kids wanting my attention, and I'd look at the calendar. And, Chris was also, making connections with doctors, going to doctors' meetings, trying to establish a referral system. And I just knew that there had to be a better way to get more people that knew about our services and get them to book in. So I learned everything that I could about Facebook and Instagram ads, and I was able to use that to grow to grow Chris's calendar with more appointments. But it also allowed us to then open up in 5 different locations, and in our peak we had 17 dietitians working for us, and we sold that business at the end of 2021. We also built an online course during that time. Chris wrote a book called The Tweaking Diet, and he created an online course, and then we would sell that as a 30-day challenge. It was to do the online course, and we used Facebook and Instagram ads to promote that course as well. And that added an additional $500,000 worth of revenue just from that online course alone. So when we were selling the business, I knew I wanted to keep going with Facebook and Instagram ads, because I just know how powerful it can be for your business. So that's when I started my business to teach people how to use Facebook and Instagram ads. And I've had a membership since then where I teach online entrepreneurs, and now more recently working with allied health people and showing them how to use Facebook and Instagram ads to grow their businesses. So the big revelation that I had from all of that is that it was one of the most effective effective ways to get those reliable bookings. So we tried everything, we did everything, not just tried it. We did do lots of other marketing things. We did billboards, as I mentioned, the doctors' meetings, but I just found Facebook and Instagram ads. That's where the people are. People are on there. It's a great way, to show awareness of who you are, your services, and what you offer. So that's what I found to be the most effective for us in growing our business. So the simple system, the 2 campaigns that you need to set up is what I call the booking campaign. So this is the campaign that fills your calendar, and we would use this as a lead form campaign. And I'm going to go through some strategies about how we set that up. And then the other campaign is what I call the list building campaign. So you don't have to have these both running at the same time, but they are good to have in your repertoire. One that gets you appointments and one that you constantly can use to be growing your list so that you've got people to email and nurture. So the 3 big strategies, these are the 3 things that I always see what works when you are setting up your ad campaigns. And I call this the MO, my MO. You need these 3 things to make for a successful ad campaign. Just going to go through each of those. If you have just joined, feel free to mute yourself. And if you want to ask any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. So we're just going to go through these strategies that make for successful ad campaigns. So the first one is our audience. So this is who we want to deliver our ads to. So that the audience is who we want to target with our ads. So a lot has changed in this space when it comes to ads. And now Meta has introduced what they call Advantage Plus Audience. So it's Meta's AI technology to find our audience for us, which is great news because in the past we used to have to do all of that detailed targeting. We want to target females who dress in Lululemon and drive a particular car. But we no longer have to do that because Meta has invested a lot of money in their AI technology to find our audience. And this is actually a quote from Mark Zuckerberg in his latest call. He said the biggest opportunity is in improving the relevance of our ads using AI. So huge advances in this space. Our AI systems help show your ads to the people most likely to take action, even when using broad targeting. So that is great news for us. So what that also means for us is that when we create that campaign, we want to target people in a radius to our clinic. So that's easy for us to then identify. For our list building campaigns, if we have those online offers, or maybe we do telehealth or something like that, you can target Australia-wide for your online offers. So you don't have to be constrained by that geographic location. So this is a client of mine, Gerda. Last month in October, she had her it was the mental health month. So we used this as an opportunity to set up some campaigns. She had some new staff that had calendars to fill. So we created one campaign to target near those new locations. And then one campaign had an AU focus for her telehealth bookings. And for both campaigns, we used a code word so that we knew how many appointments came from those ads. So that's just one example of what you can do there. So we can use the location, age and gender, and when it comes to the interest targeting, we can now do suggestions in there as well. So the questions you can ask when you're setting up your audience is, where do my clients actually live? What demographic makes up 80% of my caseload? And what 3 to 5 interests describe the space I work in, not the condition I treat? So when we're setting up our audiences, we can give suggestions to Meta. But Meta knows more about our patients than we ever will. So we tell the algorithm what the message is, and then Meta decides who needs to hear it. So our job isn't to find the perfect audience. Our job is to say something relevant and let Meta do the heavy lifting. So that brings me to the next strategy, which is messaging. So we call this one messaging and media. And media is what Meta calls the actual ads, the image and the videos. So I went to Meta HQ last year in Sydney, and one of the biggest things that I learned is about messaging. So it's what we say in our ad copy and what we say in our ads. That's really important now in our ad campaigns, and Meta goes and finds the right person for our ads. So messaging is the new targeting. So the three elements of messaging that converts is the hook, and you might have heard this a lot at the moment. And yeah, feel free to write notes about this, your clarity statement and your safety moment. So I'll just go through each one of those. The hook is a relatable moment or question. It stops the scroll with empathy, not hype. So in examples, as a dietitian, we use these in my husband's ads: feeling unsure what to eat while on weight loss injections, worried your back pain will keep flaring up. That could be, a physio might use something like that. Not sure if your child's speech is on track. So there are some examples of some hooks. Then we have the clarity statement, explains the service simply. So I help women using weight loss injections feel confident with their food choices. Or I offer physiotherapy assessments to help you understand what your body needs. And then we have the safety moment, the most important for health professionals. This is where we can reduce the fear, shame, and overwhelm. So examples of here is: you don't have to guess, I can help. This is a supportive, no pressure session designed around you, and you're not alone. I'm here to support you at your pace. So I have a Booked Solid Playbook, and inside my playbook, there's ChatGPT prompts that can help with your messaging, because when we want to use these AI tools, but we also just want to make sure that the messaging is Meta compliant and AHPRA aligned as well. We also want to use these ad tools to do 5 versions of ad copy, and we can do 5 headlines as well. So when we're creating the campaign, we want to give Meta a lot more to work with. So instead of just doing one set of ad copy or one caption, we're going to use our AI tool to do 5 versions of the ad copy and 5 versions of the headline as well. So that's really important there as well. Now, with our media, that refers to the image or the videos that we use for our ads. So we want them to do the heavy lifting. So here's some examples of videos that work, or the images or media that works, is that you are in the image. There's so much AI now. We can use AI to create videos of ourselves. We can train it to look and sound like us. And so we're seeing lots of that content now in our feed. But one of the most one thing that I'm seeing working on most people's campaigns is when there is you in the image and the video. So you can't fake that, especially in healthcare. People trust people. So a photo of you smiling, sitting at your desk. And, I am going to encourage you to do video and speak on camera. But if you're not ready for that yet, or you're not comfortable doing that, there are other ways you can do video. You can do a voiceover, or you could do a 5-second video and then have words coming up on the screen as well. So we're so lucky that these days we've got Canva. It's a tool that can help us create this media that we can use for our ads. So another example of a format that works really well is simple text on backgrounds. So clean, minimal, soft colors. Use your brand colors, or even not. You could just use colors that stand out, and use words such as appointments available, nutrition support sessions, speech screening, booking. So using those words that you got from the AI tool, the headline examples, you can then put them onto your graphics as well. And then these are the short selfie style videos. So the 10 to 15 seconds of you talking on camera. You can go longer as well. Don't be confined by that short amount of time. If you have something to say, then yeah, by all means go a minute. But yeah, talk directly to the person, calm, supportive, warm, no music, no transitions, just human connection. So there's just some ideas there that you can use for your ads. Avoid overly clinical or stock images. So sometimes we can use that, and yeah, it's easy to do that, especially with the tools like Canva, but it is better if you do have your own images instead of the stock images. Okay, so let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at with your creating these formats at the moment on social media? Do you do, lots of images? Do you do videos? Have you experimented with videos? Let me know in the chat if this is something that you are really good at, a 10 if you're really good at it, or you might need some work if you're a lower number there. And if you were to master this area, what impact could it have? So Joanne's a 7 there. You do image videos and reels. And that's one thing people always say to me, what is the best format here? Lucy's been doing reels on Facebook and Instagram, but not boosting or paying for ads. So that's what I always say. You need to experiment with all the formats. So if you're posting that already, then it is easy to turn that organic posts into ads as well. So can you commit to learning this area more? So Lucy's not feeling like I get anywhere. And that's the problem with posting just organically and not doing ads, is that you post and nobody sees your content as well. So inside my Booked Solid Playbook, I have all of these Canva templates as well that are plug and play. So it's just easy to add in your images, add in your brand colors, add your headlines and your messaging as well. So Chantel says she's only been boosting images only. I suck at reels. Yes, I'm sure that you don't suck at that, Chantel, but it is something that we have to overcome and keep experimenting with. So location plus age and broad interests and the clear messaging gives us those predictable low-cost leads. So the last strategy that it comes to when we're coming to our ads is our offer. Now, our offer is crafting the appointment that your ideal client would want to book. So what makes a great offer? So this is the offer formula. Who is this for? What happens inside the session, and what's the benefit of coming in. So yeah, take some notes on that. And, these are the things that we don't want to say. We don't want to say words like initial consultation, assessment, first appointment. We want to say things, communicated in a different way. So it might be a nutrition support session, physiotherapy assessment and next steps, speech screening session, and then there's some other examples there as well. But again, we can use our AI tool to help us come up with a different phrase for our offer. Now, this is the setup of a campaign. So this is the booking campaign. So I just wanted to go through a bit of terminology here. So this is when you're setting up your booking campaign. We have 3 levels here. And sometimes you can think about this like it's a filing cabinet, and then the ad sets are your drawers, and then in the drawers are your files, and they're the ads that are going to be delivered to your ad set. So let me explain a bit more about that. So your campaign is where we set the goal for the campaign. So with our booking campaign, we're going to use the lead form campaign. That's the objective. And then we want to set up who we're going to send our ads to. So that is our audience. And that's what we set up in the campaign. And then under that, we then set up our ads, and that is what is going to be delivered to that ad set. So when we do the ads, this is what Meta calls the media. This is where our messaging, media, and offer is. And this is where we want to do different formats here as well. So we don't just want to use one image ad and, that's all Meta has to work with. We want to give Meta different formats here to deliver our ads. There's 22 places on Facebook and Instagram. So we want to show our ads. Meta knows who to show our ads to. So we want to give the machine lots to work with. So that's just an examples of the 4 different formats there. Now, when it comes to budget, we can set the budget at campaign level. So we can set it at a dollar amount per day. So if we say, for example, $10, that's the total amount Meta is going to spend on your campaign. Then when someone fills out that lead form, interested in your, appointment, your nutrition session, or whatever it might be, that's what you get charged. So when they fill out their name and email, that's what we call the lead cost. So just say, for example, you spend $10 a day on your campaign, 3 people fill out the form to book an appointment. That's going to cost you $3.33 per lead. So when you spend $10, you're going to get 3 people booking an appointment for you. So that's how we look at budget. Now, people say to me, how much should I spend? And what I recommend is just starting out at $10 a day, but working and then getting your results happening, working out what your cost per lead is, and then working out what you can afford to spend. So also with budget, the more money you spend, the quicker you're going to get the results too. So if your leads are $10 a lead, you might only get 1 lead a day. So if you want to spend more money, you're going to get those results happening further. So Lucy's got a question here. I used to hear stories of Meta overcharging. Does this still happen, or do we have more control? No, not really overcharging. I don't really know, haven't heard that, but it's more you set the amount. Or what you might mean is some days it might go 10% less and then the next day 10% more. But over 7 days, for example, it will only spend $70. So if that's for $10 a day. So you set the amount and Meta sticks to that. So that's a per day budget option there. You can also set a duration for your ads as well. You can set that, for a week, 2 weeks, ongoing. But just know Meta does need a little bit of time to get your ads working. So you can't just, turn your ad campaign on and then turn it off in 2 days because it wasn't working. You do need to give it 2 to 3 days to start working, but ideally 7 to 10 days for it to work its magic, show all those ads and formats to people and all the places on Facebook and Instagram and work for you. So I hope that makes sense. Chantel says, my bank blocked Facebook charges from boosting posts. I'm told it is irreversible, so I'm moving banks. Is there a way around to minimize risk of this happening again? Yes, I see this happen all the time, actually, Chantel, especially people are first starting out with ads. The bank puts a stop on their card if they see charges with Meta. Usually you can contact your bank and allow that stop to not be there in place anymore, but it is quite annoying to do, or sometimes you might get a call or a text from your bank. The only other way I've seen around that is by using PayPal. So I've had a client and they used lots of different cards and banks, and they just couldn't get their ads to start running because the payment wouldn't be approved. So she used PayPal. So that was one way around that. And the PayPal was linked to one of the cards that wasn't was originally blocked. So doesn't make any sense, but she was able to get her campaign up and running. And this goes also for the list building campaign as well. We use that lead form campaign and then setting it up like that as well. Our audiences, getting our messaging, our media, and our offer right there as well. So yeah, what would it do for your business to have this real system that works? Like, do you see that this is something that you could put in place? Let me know in the chat if you have any questions around that. Because yeah, it is something that you do need to start, but you work on tweaking that and making changes with the different formats there. So I have a system called the Booked Solid system. This is my step-by-step system to set up your own 2 simple Facebook and Instagram ads. So inside my Booked Solid system, it's inside my membership, which is Fab Ads Club, and you get access to all of these modules. So we go through that strategy. It walks you through that strategy, working out who your ideal client is, so you can get really clear on who that is. Module 2 is the booking campaign. So I walk you through step by step on how to set that campaign up. Module 3 is the list building campaign. And then module 4 is I've got a 3 email nurture sequence as well that you can use to set up once you get those leads in. And then module 5 is called metrics that matter. So it is all about setting that campaign, but testing and tweaking. But you need to know what metrics to look at to make those decisions. So I go through step by step how to set up your reporting table and fix things that are working. And the things that you do need to constantly change is your messaging and your media. So just looking at what's working, if you see a video that works, or every time you mention something, when that is working, you do more of that. So that's what we work on, always trying to refine our campaigns and getting better results. So the bonus that I have inside is also my Booked Solid Playbook. So that goes through all the modules step by step. And then you also get lifetime access to a monthly live Zoom coaching call. So we can go through, if you have any questions or you're stuck, we go through step by step on how to do that. So as long as Fab Ads Club is around, you have access to a live coaching call each month. So you can also, this is also something that you can learn, but you can get a team member, a staff member, a VA to learn the system as well, and then they can come. A lot of people's VAs come along to these coaching calls as well, and ask questions and get things resolved. So that is a great thing to have access to. So the total value, you get lifetime access to my Fab Ads Club, the Booked Solid Playbook, and then access to the monthly Zoom coaching sessions. That's over $5,500 worth of value, and my price today to join is $497. So you get the playbook and the monthly workshops. It's a one payment. It's not a monthly payment. And then you get lifetime access. Anytime the playbook's updated or the modules are updated, which is often, you will get access to those. Now, some people are like, yeah, that all sounds great, but I just want you to set up the campaigns for me. And I have a VIP option as well. So for just shy of $3,000, I would set your 2 campaigns up for you, and my team would create all of your ad graphics as well. So, the images, the carousels, the videos, all of that would be done. You can use that content on your social media. They're your assets, and they're also in your ad campaign as well. 30-day guarantee. So if you're not happy with anything, you can feel free to get your money back. No questions asked. I'll refund your money. So if you want to take action and you want to join Booked Solid, I'll get Sam to drop that link into the chat. Lisa had to go. And yes, there will be a replay. So I'll be sending that out after this. And the special bonus for you all staying on live is my Google Ads strategy doc. So I will get Sam to drop that one in the chat as well. So feel free to grab that, make a copy, and use that. And there is some ChatGPT prompts in there as well. And there's a Canva template in there on ad sizes that you need for your graphics. So grab that one. It's a really handy resource. And any questions? I'll open up the floor. Feel free to drop them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask any questions. So, Lucy, do people generally do the images themselves or have professional footage taken? It's usually a combination of both. Sometimes people just use their mobile phone, especially I find people doing videos with their mobile phone, that is just as effective as I've, had clients that have done professional shoots, and just the mobile phone videos work just as well. So you don't have to do that, but sometimes it is good to have some professional images of yourself or your practice that you can reuse as well. And then just use the Canva templates with overlays on them. They can work really well. Amazing. Any other questions? No worries. Thanks, Lucy. Thanks for your feedback there. Does anyone want to unmute themselves and ask anything specific? Excellent. Well, no other questions. I will, get this replay out for you. And if you do want to, jump on a Zoom call and have, a 15-minute chat with me, I'll send you that link as well. If you think that you want to join the Booked Solid system, or maybe you're interested in the VIP option there as well. So I will get that sent out to you in the next hour or so. Awesome. Awesome, Joanne. I'll send you my calendar link too. Excellent. All right. Well, have a great rest of your Friday and talk to you soon.